thing now.
Am I gonna float on with Leo?
No, you're gonna go on afterward. I'll tell you.
How many minutes do I have? Huh? Yeah.
We're ready. We can look at the shot. Oh, there you go. And just come out in front of the dice. Look, oh wait, stop here. Yeah.
I want to be walking. I want to be pacing around.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh God, oh God. Don't be weird. Just don't say anything weird. Just don't do anything weird. Just go. It's almost time. Okay. Hi, welcome to Boren Breffix. My name is the Jordyn Show. Hey. It's Weirdo Wednesday here at the Drone Box Labs, and I don't know why I'm here for that. Okay, Weirdo Wednesday. Boren Breffix, welcome to Boren Breffix. My name's the Jordyn Show. It's been a while since we've last seen each other. Things have gotten kind of weird in the world. Trump became the president, so that's terrible. Yeah, so this episode's gonna be cool. We might take a little trip to space at some point. I have a few interesting guests coming on, some children, and somebody else, I think, too. I don't know. I had to just find people on the street because all my guests canceled on me at the last minute. Something cool that I was thinking about is the fact that now I get to do this show here at this awesome studio. And when I was 13, like my first guest, I was sitting alone in my room, kind of doing this very same thing, but with a tiny little VCR camera in my hand. And I just would sit there for hours and stare into my camera, saying strange things, kind of like I'm doing right now, in my own little TV land world. So yeah, we're going to be sitting here in this space and talking to each other about some things. And I'm gonna do my best to keep it together because I'm pretty uncomfortably energetic. I just drank way too much Red Bull. So I'm feeling a little Red Bully right now. So my first guest is a 13-year-old boy. Come on out, boy. Sit here, make yourself comfortable on this lovely white couch that I have for you. Hello, child.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good.
My name's the Jordyn Show.
Nice to meet you.
I call myself. It's very good to meet you as well. So what is your name? Tell everybody out there what your name is.
My name is Leo Bach.
So where can they find you on the Instagrams?
Playboy Leo with 2 eyes.
Playboy Leo with 2 eyes, ladies. Okay. Cool. So you're about to go into high school, or are you?
I'm in 8th grade. I'm halfway down the school year.
Yeah. So you're gonna be going into high school soon. That must be hell, huh? Are you excited about it?
Not really.
No, high school's not gonna be hell. It's gonna be fun. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna have a good time. your Instagram name has the word Playboy in it. I think you'll do just fine. You got your James Dean haircut and your South Park shirt. You'll be fine. Your dad mentioned something cool earlier. I overheard you guys talking about going to Vegas possibly and buying you some young prostitutes.
Oh, yeah.
Is this a thing that's going to be happening in your life anytime soon, you think?
Maybe tomorrow, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Good.
That should be fun, right?
Yeah.
Something to post about on Instagram. Playboy. So, Vegas, Jesus Christ. I haven't even been to Vegas yet. And you're about to go to Vegas. That's crazy. All right, so you like South Park. That's a good show. What's your favorite episode of South Park and why? Tell the people out there why you like this episode so much.
The sexual harassment panda.
Sexual harassment panda.
I like the songs the best. They're pretty funny.
Yeah. Give me like a top 3 of your favorite South Park episodes.
Cartman gets an anal probe.
It's a good one.
What's it called? Sexual harassment panda. Human centipede. Yeah.
I like the one where he goes, I am Lord, yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
So you like you frequent the YouTubes? You like to watch YouTube for your entertainment?
Yeah.
As I do as well. It's a good source of the entertainments. Give me some of your favorite YouTubers. What genre of YouTube video do you enjoy the most?
Comedy, usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Race Gum, H3H3.
I don't think I've ever watched any of these. Let's talk about some good YouTube. We were just talking about Shoe Nice not too long ago. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. I really enjoy his eating of deodorant. I like to watch the man eat deodorant. It's a entertaining thing. It's a way to pass the time. To watch Shoe Nice eat sticks of deodorant. I would recommend it to add to your YouTube arsenal. So, you're 13, you're probably starting to like girls, right? Do you have any particular love interests in your life?
Not really, no.
That's good. You should stay away from girls. We're nothing but trouble. So, speaking of trouble, I heard that you like to get into some trouble of your own. Your face is turning pink, just like mine. Tell us about the trouble that you get into.
Well, yesterday, I left my Instagram open on my iPad, and like my mom said that he saw my messages, and like I asked my friend if I could shoot his gun.
Well, that's crazy. Where in the world would you be shooting a gun?
In the backyard.
You're a wild man. What is your deal with setting fires? I hear you're a fan of setting fires in the houses inside.
No, like me and my friend, we set up my mom told us to make a fire in the backyard in the chimney, and so like as a joke, yeah, it's like
they've got a chimney, everyone.
And so my friend, it was pretty funny. He like took lighter fluid and like sprayed it, but by accident it got on some of the fire got on the ground and stuff. But like we got the hose and we sprayed it out, so it's fine.
Oh my word! I was certainly not this adventurous when I was 13. I think I was hiding in my room doing this exactly. Oh, look at my. Has anyone noticed my beautiful finger sock? It's a nice finger sock. Let's see, what else have I got to ask you? So, do you consider yourself a class clown? Have you done any clowning in the class?
Occasionally.
Yeah. What kind of classy clowny stuff have you partaken in? I'll tell you some dumb things that I used to do when I was a kid, trying to make people laugh.
I don't know. When our friends dare each other to like scream stuff out during class.
Yeah, we used to do that. The boys in 8th grade, they for some reason they would like always flash us and shit when we were in school. Do you guys get into that stupid shit, or was that just my school?
Well, my friend, like, a teacher actually pissed him off. So like he went behind her, and he actually took out his left nut. That was a lot.
Just the left one.
Yeah, to like show disrespect, but you didn't see.
To show disrespect. I love it. I'm gonna put my finger sock on my gnome friend's head here. I think it'll look. Oh, his hand is coming off. You like my gnome? He's cool. He oversees the conversation, and he sends me electrical signals in my brain if I'm being too awkward. I'm actually just receiving a constant stream of them right now because I'm very socially awkward. Oh, geez. So what's your favorite thing about being 13? Mine was that I could get away with shoplifting really easily back in the day. I was a small person and they didn't pay much attention to me. But don't do that.
Okay.
It's not good. So what kind of music do you like? What kind of stuff are the kids? Huh?
You didn't answer that last question.
You didn't answer my last question,
yeah.
did you?
Fun things I like to do when I'm 13.
Yeah, like what? I know you don't know what it's like to be anything above 13 right now, but as we float through this smoke-ridden atmosphere, it's getting thick with fog in here.
Yeah, I like playing tennis.
Tennis?
Yeah.
Tennis is pretty cool. Smoking? So this is kind of a question that I've been dying to ask you this whole time, but I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it. Have you tried weed yet?
No.
I wasn't supposed to ask about that kind of smoking, but
My dad's right there.
the question has been asked. Have you tried cigarettes yet?
No.
Good. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that one. I won't make any comments about the other one. I mean, we've already talked about prostitutes, so I feel like we're on a level here with each other, my friend. So now that we've got that out of the way, what kind of music do you like, friend?
I like Tyler, the Creator.
Hell yeah. Some Odd Future.
Yeah.
I dig it. That's good.
Little Yachty and those guys.
Hell yeah.
And
You like the trap stuff?
some alternative too.
Yeah, like what?
And country. I like, the song is Home. I forget the artist's name.
Cool.
And I like Dan Hicks as my country singer.
I like country. That's why I'm wearing this fashionable cowboy hat on top of my dome. Yes, there I am. So, let's see. Do you think you've ever seen a ghost? Like, have you ever used a Ouija board? I know a lot of people are afraid of Ouija boards.
I've used a Ouija board, but I've never seen a ghost.
Do you think it was like moving on its own?
No.
Or do you think you were influencing it?
Yeah, my friends were moving it and stuff.
Yeah. I've never tried a Ouija board. I don't know. Some people think that it summons ghosts and then they stick around, but I don't know about that. So, what do you want out of life? Big picture. What's your goals in life, son?
To have a lot of money?
Do you care how it happens?
No.
What would you
As long
like?
as I don't get arrested.
Oh my God. I didn't think we were gonna be so similar, you and I. We've got a lot in common. What kind of Adult Swim shows do you like?
I like Adult Swim, like Rick and Morty is funny.
Rick and Morty is a good one. It's a good one.
Family Guy.
Family Guy. What's your favorite episode of Family Guy? Do you like Sneakers O'Toole?
What? Sneakers O'Toole?
I didn't take my sneakers off. I'm still Sneakers O'Toole.
I don't know that.
So, what are you afraid of? Are you like afraid of anything? Do you have any fears, like floating heads or anything like that? Like that would be really scary.
Being
Right?
poor.
Being poor. Oh my goodness.
That would suck.
Hello.
Hello.
We have the floating head of.
You can actually see his body.
But no, I can't. I can't see his body.
Are you discriminating against me?
No, never. No. I don't discriminate against the invisible. That's not cool.
Because I was just born like this. Okay?
He's on the right track, baby. He was born this way. Do you want to take a seat? You can, I mean, you can rest your head atop.
Kneel down there. And no. Yeah. Like go on your knees there. And we'll try and do floating head like from there. But get really close.
Let's see how
to
you
your
look.
brother. Like lean up. Yeah.
I forgot that like we're gonna edit this together and it just doesn't have to be exactly how it happens. Sometimes I get a little nervous and I forget because I just saw the floating head of Robert Plant as a child in my vicinity, so it's a little bit jarring sometimes. So, floating head man, I hear that you live a double life as a musician.
Yeah, I think my music career really took off. They never suspected that under the clothes, there's just nothing.
There was nothing at all. You were just a floating suit the whole time. Empty inside, just like me. Yeah. What is your musician name? Tell the people. Give us a little taste of your musical stylings.
Well, sometimes I go by Robert Plant,
Sometimes he goes by Robert Plant. And I heard that you have a triple life even as a rapper, a slinger of rhymes.
I think of myself as a poet.
He's a poet, kids. Before this, you didn't even know it. What's your name? What's your rapper name? You gotta tell them what your rapper name is.
My name is MC Child Predator.
Oh my. And let's hear a little taste there, MC CP.
Well, I'm not a child predator, by the way. I'm not a child predator. I'm not a child predator. I'm not a child predator. I'm not one. I'm really not.
I'm Jordyn, and I approve this message.
And I'm not a child predator.
So floating head is not a child predator. I know that that's the first thing you all thought when he floated out here. Was my does that floating head appear to be a child predator? Clearly. But then your fears were assuaged by a beautiful hymn. Let's see, what questions can I ask you guys? What do you think about Donald Trump?
I think, my thoughts on it as me being not a child predator, I really think that I'm not a child predator.
Definitely not.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not at all. Whoa. Whew. You guys feel that? Suddenly we're up, floating in the atmosphere. I don't know about this, guys. I'm a little Red Bulled out for this. This is not a comfortable scenario for me. To be up here with you guys
You know what
I
else
was told to expect a child predator,
I'm not one.
but I received not what I asked for, and I'm very dissatisfied with the service. You will be hearing from me on Yelp. Order a child predator.
You know what? I'm not a child. I'm just not.
N-O-T, kids. Drop those charges. 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 I hear your dad's a rapper too. What does your dad do for rapping?
Yeah, no, he's gonna come on here and he's just gonna embarrass everyone in the room.
Don't even get him involved.
Just
Someone asked for MC Cool Dad.
Oh my, yes I did. Hi MC
Yes.
Cool Dad, how you doing
Jordyn.
today?
Good. Thanks for having me on the show.
This is MC Kizzle Dizad kids over here.
MCCD. That's the cool way to say my name. Or MC Cool Dad. if you
Also-
want to be formal.
Not a CP.
Definitely
hopefully.
not. Mm-mm.
Hopefully not.
No. Just a loving father. Right, kids?
MC Cool Dad, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you besides giving birth to two insane in the membrane offspring?
When I gave birth to the kids, that was nuts. I was expecting someone to
Itch my butt while you
get in
say
there.
that.
Yeah.
I already did.
I was expecting my wife to have the kids, and then when I gave birth to them, it was just came out of nowhere. Not literally out of nowhere. I wish.
It came out of somewhere.
I wish it had come out of nowhere.
That must
So
have
that was
really hurt.
Definitely top 3 weirdest things. I'm getting a vibe, kind of a clowny vibe.
Oh, I don't know
That,
what you're talking about. I don't
clowny
believe in
vibe.
clowns.
Clowny vibe.
yeah, it's a bit clownish.
Okay. So, but
Smelling,
anyway, thanks for having me on
smelling
the.
clowny in here to you? That might mean you're about to shine.
Thanks for having me on the show. And
Some children
how you
smell
doing, babe?
oranges when they're about to shine, and some smell clowns. Kind of smells like burn.
What
Kind of smells like burning flesh. Apparently, that's
what are your-
distracting.
could I ask you a question?
Yeah, go for it.
What do your fingers say? Because your ring is obscuring one of the important letters.
It says ear. Evil.
Evil. Earf evil.
It's a Gaelic phrase meaning
We
don't
s-
be embarrassed if you poop yourself in public.
Our family supports Gaelic rights, including the right to marriage.
Thank you.
Right, kids?
Gaelic is also a very racy film that I directed back in the day. It
Get that on
starred
Netflix.
many straight people. Oh, grr. Oh, grr. That's better. That's better. Okay, moving on.
I gotta excuse. I have to excuse myself, Jordyn.
You have to excuse yourself.
Yeah, I have to
Why?
go.
Did
I
you
have to
poop?
go. Just be a better dad. Just practice parenting and
Yeah, you really need to.
just for the future,
You need to excuse
for the next
yourself
generation.
for what you have done.
So thanks again for having me on the show.
Yeah. Thanks for. Thanks for that. MC Cool Dad, everyone. Oh, that was awkward. Rathers. Would you rather lose your hearing or your sight?
My hearing.
Why in the world would you want to lose your hearing?
I just read lips.
Read lips. Like, read lips.
Like make out what you're saying just by like.
Make out with people?
Make out with what
No,
I'm
like-
saying?
no.
Excuse me. I am neither. I'm not a child predator either.
I am really not.
There are none in the room, I don't think. Airheads or gummy bears? When you need that fix of sugar just in your brain, it's like the carb craving center is just nagging at you night and day.
What brand of gummy bear?
What brand of gummy? Haribo, naturally.
Heroin?
Heroin gummy bears now? Is that what they're doing these days? Is that what they're feeding you out there? Would you rather drink an energy drink or a coffee?
Energy drink, because coffee's bitter.
Coffee's looking bitter. Energy drinks are better. Yeah. So, what's the most embarrassing thing your dad's ever done?
Be on this show. Hands down.
That is embarrassing because hundreds and thousands of people are going to see this.
Well, maybe the whole school was in the auditorium and he started rapping about sexual education and
That's amazing. You gotta understand that is something that someday you're gonna be like, my dad was the fucking coolest. Excuse my Spanish back there.
Okay, but he
my
started.
dad was the coolest person in the world.
Okay, but the kindergartners started crying. And
The kindergartners began to cry because the sound was so offensive, I suppose.
he was just rapping about just sexual education, just,
Oh, condoms and such.
yep.
How to protect yourself, how to
He
not
pulled-
be silly and protect your willy.
He pulled out a banana and a condom and he tried to show us.
That's great. I really respect that. No wonder why his name is MC Cool Dad.
And then he started eating the banana and it got out of hand.
That sounds absolutely ludicrous.
He was just eating
Do you guys have nightmares ever? Do you guys have like terrifying dreams floating through your floating head?
Well, of my dad eating that banana with the condom on, the banana, it was...
I'm
I
sure
usually have
condoms aren't easy to digest.
nightmares about that, usually.
I'm actually on a condom-free diet right now.
Really.
Whoa. Well, yeah. He's a pretty cool dad. My dad never rapped in front of a crowd, but he apparently used to be a break dancer. I know a break dancer, actually. Cut to break dancer. Hold it. 1, 2, 3. Back on with the hat. I know you guys were worried about my head falling apart, but I got the hat back on time, and everything's cool. If I do take off this choker, though, my head will fall off. It's a very messy situation. Unfortunately, I was not born a floating head, as you were.
Are you judging me on being a floating head and not being a child predator?
Not judging you.
I was born as a floating head, okay?
I'm more appreciating this rare thing that you've got going on. It's awesome. I love it. You should be very proud.
You mean me being a floating head?
Yeah, you should always represent who you are naturally. All right, guys, is there anything that you want to say before you go?
Well, I am not a child predator.
This head is not a child predator.
I'm not.
Stop calling him a child predator. It's not cool and it's not a funny thing.
And also, Dad, don't eat bananas with condoms in the auditorium anymore. It's very, very embarrassing.
Stop eating banana condoms and stop and be a better rapper, maybe. Thank you guys so much for coming on my show. It's been a blessing and a half. Okay. Now I'm gonna speak more awkwardly so you guys can walk away and sit somewhere else and have a fun rest of your night.
Actually, you sleep with this.
My name is Jordyn. My